This is the morning of the 14th of November. A clip put up by MSNBC. New documents appear to validate photo of Epstein victim with former Prince Andrew. Moments away, family of Virginia Giuffre speaks out. Let's have a listen to this. Plays for a little over 5 minutes.
And while we here in the United States have already seen reporters break lots of big stories from these documents, I actually think one of the most important revelations in these documents hasn't gotten a lot of attention in the United States quite yet. But it is a huge deal overseas. The story centers around this photograph that you can see right there on your screen. A photo that shows Epstein's fellow monster in crime, Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as then Prince Andrew, who has now, of course, been stripped of his title by the British monarchy, but to avoid making things very confusing, I'm just going to keep calling him Prince Andrew. And that girl in the center, with Andrew's hand around her waist, is then 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre, the late Epstein survivor who tragically died by suicide just this past spring. Now, here's what Giuffre alleges happened that day in her posthumous memoir, Nobody's Girl. Giuffre was 17. She was staying with Epstein and Maxwell at Maxwell's home in London, just about 7 months after Maxwell had first recruited her from Mar-a-Lago. Well after Epstein had allegedly started sexually abusing Giuffre. Maxwell woke her up that morning telling her it was going to be a special day, that she was going to meet a prince. And when Prince Andrew arrived at Maxwell's house that evening, Maxwell asked Prince Andrew to guess Giuffre's age. The 41-year-old prince guessed correctly, 17 years old. Now, realizing that her mom would never forgive her if she met someone as famous as Prince Andrew and didn't pose for a picture, Giuffre got her camera, and Epstein snapped the photo. Then they all went to a nightclub. Prince Andrew bought Giuffre a cocktail and danced with her. And on their way back to Maxwell's house, Maxwell told Giuffre, "When we get home, you are to do for him what you do for Jeffrey." Now, I'm going to spare you the rest of the truly wretched details. But Giuffre says that she and Prince Andrew had sex that night at Epstein and Maxwell's direction. And it was the first of 3 such encounters, which she also details in her book. Now, both Maxwell and Prince Andrew have both vehemently denied any of this ever happened. And a key part of that denial has been asserting that this photo, the infamous photo of them with a 17-year-old Giuffre, is fake.
What's a fake? I don't believe it's real for a second. In fact, I'm sure it's not. There's never been an original. And further, there's no photograph. And I've only ever seen a photocopy of it. I don't believe it happened. And certainly the way as described would have been impossible.
Just to clarify, so you think that photo has been faked?
Nobody can prove whether or not that photograph has been doctored, but I don't recollect that photograph ever being taken.
Now, in addition to just denying the story, both Andrew, Prince Andrew that is, and Maxwell were adamant that, of course, the photo was faked, as you just heard them say. Even just this summer, in Maxwell's interview with Trump's personal lawyer turned deputy U.S. attorney, Todd Blanche, she flat out denied it. When Maxwell was asked about this particular photo that I've been showing you, she said, quote, "I believe it's literally a fake photo." That was just a couple months ago. But now, thanks to the trove of 23,000 documents from the Epstein estate that the House Oversight Committee released yesterday, we have this. On July 1st of 2011, just months after this photo was first published in the British tabloids, Epstein allegedly sent an email in which he said, quote, "Yes, she was on my plane, and yes, she had her picture taken with Andrew." Epstein denied, of course, everything else that took place and seemed to defend the photo by adding that many of his employees had also taken pictures with Prince Andrew. But he, the person, again, who allegedly took the photo, said the photo was real. It should be noted that Epstein himself is not exactly a reliable or trustworthy source, to put it mildly, and MSNBC has not independently confirmed the authenticity of the emails or the allegations in them. And both Maxwell and Andrew vehemently deny anything happened. But Epstein himself, way back in 2011, saying this photo was real in an email, really throws into question everything both Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell have said about the rest of that story. The fact that just months ago, Maxwell told Todd Blanche that photo was fake now adds all the more reason to be skeptical that anything she told Blanche in that meeting was true. The email is a gigantic story in the British media right now. It is an absolute scandal for understandable reason. And it is a massive piece of potentially vindicating evidence for Virginia Giuffre, who Maxwell, Epstein, and Prince Andrew have all claimed for more than a decade made everything up.
So, like, what do you think, huh? That's why the Queen paid Virginia Giuffre millions of dollars, because Prince Andrew didn't do anything to her, huh? I'll attach the link. Look at it, pass it along, and thanks for listening.